So, one of the most requested guides for Magic Farm 3 and Ag Skies 2 is how to do tool leveling. A lot of people are kind of confused because there's no real vanilla tools, and the levels for leveling tools in Magic Farm 3 and Ag Skies 2 is a bit different than, well, pretty much everything except Magic Farm 3 and Ag Skies 2. I certainly wasn't going to let a little thing like what people are used to having stop me from completely changing everything. So, to do leveling, the main thing that's controlling this is Iguana Tinker's Tweaks. And I'm going to go into cheat mode because I am going to be cheating. You shouldn't do this. You should actually play the game. It's much more fun. But since I don't want like a 3-day video, I thought I'd cheat a little. So let's just get down somewhere where there's enough stone that we can actually mine something, and hopefully our tiny little island here actually has something to mine. We're just going to get ourselves a mining area. And we're going to get out of creative and into survival. We're going to keep cheats on though so that we can do this. So the main components were covered in the first guide video, which is the various tables needed to complete tools. You need a tool station, you need a part builder. You don't need a pattern chest, but it's useful. A stencil table. And eventually you're going to need a tool forge. You're also going to need a smeltery, but, you know, one thing at a time. So, we'll just, well, I guess we're going to put them down over here because we need a little bit of space. You can also put these directly into your crafting grid and turn them into slabs just so they take up a little less space. They look a little prettier. That really has nothing to do with leveling the tools, but it's useful to note. So we're going to put our tool station here. We're going to put our part builder here. I like to put my pattern chest there and then the stencil table here. So we have our stencil table. We're going to need some stencils. Sorry, patterns. Not sure why it's called stencil table and we've got patterns. We need some blank patterns. We'll just stick them in there. As you can see here, for this purpose, I'm not using a texture pack, which I usually would. But I wanted you to see what it actually looks like when most players are playing it. So you click one of these things and you get that pattern. So we have our tool rod, we have a binding, we have a pickaxe. The other one that's going to come in handy in Magic Farm 3 and Ag Skies is going to be the axe pattern. Now we just throw these up in here. That's the pattern chest. It will store all of our patterns for us. Put that there. And we're going to need some materials. The first material you're going to use in Magic Farm 3 or Ag Skies is going to be flint. If for some reason you are having great difficulty getting flint, but you found some gravel and it's just not, the RNG gods are against you and it's not dropping much, crafting 3 gravel in a crafting grid will give you flint. So that's taken care of. Now, if you hold shift over any pattern or cast from Tinker's Construct, it will tell you what materials can be used. In this case, we can use stone, which I'll get to in a minute, ignore that. Flint, obsidian, netherrack, thaumium, tearjerker, terra steel, withered iron, plastic, and pink slime. No other materials can be used in this pattern. Now, technically, you actually can't use the last 6 because you can't make metals in a wooden part. You need a cast for that. Over here, you'll see that there's actually a different, you can make bone here, which you can't do with the pickaxe head. Then there's the tool binding and the tool rod. So we put in our flint, we put in our pickaxe, we get ourselves a pickaxe head, and we do our tool rod pattern. One plank will make us 2 tool rods, which is useful in case you wanted to, say, make a second tool of some sort. Now, I did not make the binding just yet, and this is why. There's another mechanic involved in leveling tools in Magic Farm 3 and Ag Skies 2. It's called experience. Experience is needed to level your tools. Different parts, materials, have different experience level. There's a link to a wiki down below this video. I'm going to make sure that's there. On that list, you can sort and you can see what your experience level is. It doesn't actually show in the tooltips. Maybe at some point that'll get added later. For now, you're going to need to look that up. Plastic has one of the lowest requirements for the purposes of leveling up your tools. So it's a good thing if you've got your hands on some to try and include one part. However, on the other hand, plastic has almost no durability. Like, really, no durability. Like, none. See? 0 durability. It's 50. Ah! Horrible durability. Do not make a tool out of nothing but plastic. You'll break like 2 blocks, and that's it. That's all you got. You can name your tools. You can put whatever you want in here. And pull it out. Now on this, you'll see it says skill level clumsy. Hold shift for stat, hold control for materials. Holding control will tell you what the materials it's made with. My GUI is a little bit too big, so there's what we need to do. And this should give you a good idea because the head is the part that is used for repair. So in this case, flint is what's used to repair this. Mining level is stone. Now this part here says mining XP, 0 out of 185. That is where you level the mining level of the tool. It's currently at stone. We need it to go up so that we can mine other things. Skill level, it says clumsy. Skill is how often have you used this tool? This specific tool, not pickaxes in general, just this specific tool. As you go up in skill level, your tool will gain modifier slots, and it will even gain free modifiers like free haste, free looting, free luck, free fortune, free auto repair. I've removed the chances of most of the useless on XYZ, like Bane of Arthropods really probably shouldn't show up on a pickaxe, but I didn't remove all of them because it's kind of funny and I'm a bit of a sadist. So yeah, that's not a bug. It's intentional. Now the boring part. Let's grab some torches because it's nighttime. Of course, we could also just turn it to daylight because we're cheating anyway, so never mind about that. Now we just sit here and we mine. This is boring, I know. But, you know, we have to. Hey, look, gravel. I almost didn't recognize it being vanilla and all. Now, as we're mining like this, we see it says 10. We need 185 to level up this tool. And yes, I am actually going to make you sit here and watch me level this tool, because every time I've done this with a fast forward, people get confused. See, now, here it says gold ore. There's an X by currently harvestable. That means you cannot currently harvest it. It says the tool effective is a pickaxe. We have one of those. But it says the harvest level is redstone. And we don't have a redstone tool. So that's a bit of an issue. We're going to need to level it up. Now the progression on this goes stone, iron, copper, bronze, gold, silver, obsidian, platinum, diamond, alumite, ardite, cobalt, manulin. That's what you're looking for as they level up. Let's see. And we get to break a lot of things. Do. Now, the reason why the experience component is important and why you might want to visit the wiki and figure out what tools, parts you want to combine, various materials can only be used to make certain parts. So, you're not going to be able to make a entire tool out of one of the materials that adds like 3 modifiers per part. You'll at most probably only be able to put one of those parts on a single tool. That's also intentional. So this needs an iron level tool, but we're only at stone. Luckily, if we read the wiki, which since I wrote it, I did, we'd know that iron is the next level after stone. There's no real good way for me to put in here how the levels go. I'll probably put it in the quest book so that you guys have that information, but now, you see it says +1 modifier. It says you begin to feel comfortable handling the random name because I didn't put a real name in there. Fixing up the wear and tear should make it last a little longer. You got a free +1 reinforced. You notice room for improvement, +1 modifier. Awesome. So let's take a look at this again. If we go here and we see it now says skill level comfortable. The mining still has a way to go. Where people often get confused is they think that that was the mining level. That wasn't the mining level. That was the skill level. If it gives you modifiers, it's a skill level. Now, it also now has the reinforced marker on it, that purple head. And it says reinforced 1. It also says modifiers remaining 1. Now it's also pretty close to being broken, so we're going to take this and we're going to put it in a crafting grid, any crafting grid with some flint. You want to get auto repair on your tools quickly though, because you can only do that 30 times before the tool will be broken permanently and not be possible to use. Now we have the modifier though, so let's take a look at something that we could add that would maybe, I don't know, let's speed it up a hair. Because, frankly, we probably don't actually really need it, but we might as well. So let's grab some redstone. And you can do blocks or that. So we put this in here, and we put redstone on here, and we can do it like this. 1, and do it again. Do it one more time, and then we have to do it with those. And now we have the maximum level on here that we can put currently. We now have level 1 haste, which will make this mining go a little bit faster. Not a lot faster, because it's only level 1, and this is a very slow pickaxe. But we should get our mining level here soon. Modifiers, you do have to use a tinker table to do. You can't do that in your inventory. Repairs, you do not need a tinker table. I may change that. It may be possible at some point to do modifiers. We're going to get to another thing here in a minute, soon as we level this. Oh wait, actually, yeah, I derped. You can put modifiers on in a regular crafting grid. You can't replace parts in a regular crafting grid. Pardon my derpiness. This is what happens when I try and mine. Yeah, we're still waiting. Now, you notice that the mining XP has gone up. That's because the we added the modifier, and it's now going to take a little more. That changed the composition of the pick, which changed how much experience we need. There's a lot of internal math. And it says, a flash of light shines, +1 mining level. Now let's mouse over it. It says mining level iron. It also says mining XP boosted. Now I could sit here and spend an hour proving that once it's at this point, you can't boost it any further. You can only ever boost a tool 1 level above what it starts at. So if it's a stone tool, you can boost it to iron. And now you can get copper, which is great because copper is the next tool level. So, what we're going to do, since we haven't set up a smeltery, we're just going to cheat because, you know, we're cheaters. And you need to make sure you've got a repaired tool. And this is the next part of the tool leveling dealio. You can take this tool, you can put it in here, and you can add the copper pickaxe head here. This will remove the mining level, the mining XP. And you can see here what the tool is going to end up being like. You're going to need more XP because every level you go up, it's going to require more. And of course, you still got a ways to go on getting your next skill level. Durability changes, mining speed changes from the original. It goes up by 1. Not a whole lot, but somewhat useful. Now, let me take this, and it says mining level copper. Now, if we had made a iron pickaxe, the starting level would be iron, and you could level it up to copper. Because we got a flint pickaxe to the copper level, to the iron level, the next thing that you would want would be a copper one. People often stop and put an iron tool on, and that's really unnecessary. Because if you've leveled it to iron, you might as well just mine some copper and go ahead and put a new part head on the top of it and call it a done deal. It's just simpler that way. Now, obviously flint no longer does it. So, what does? Well, try a copper ink. Hey, look, copper and copper. Generally speaking, as I said, 9 times out of 20, okay, 9 times out of 10, but I like saying 20. What you're going to see is that the part that says the pickaxe head, that's going to be your repair material. Now, the other part that you can do, and apparently for some unknown reason it's not showing up. Let's take a look here. Skull. Okay. I think we have to go into creative mode and see if we can find the skulls, because I think I've got them hidden from any eye because they were just annoying. Ah. There we go. Thought that might do it. Alrighty then. So, this says applicable up to redstone. Applicable up to iron. So that one's not going to do us any good. Platinum. Not all mob heads will increase the amount. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a spider head. Those aren't incredibly hard to get. The other one would be skeleton, is also fairly easy to get. Which is applicable up to copper. We have a copper tool, but let's go ahead and try applying that. This will level it to bronze, which is the next level. This one says it can be applied onto any tool below redstone, but it can't be applied to copper because it will only boost it 1. So what you need is a skeleton head. So you grab your skeleton and you see it's now bronze, which would then allow you to mine anything that said it needed a bronze level, which we don't currently have. Oh, and where are we in cheat? We're in cheat. Oh, that's not useful. Back to survival, thank you. Now I could go through and tell you every tool and what the level is, and honestly that would spend like hours. all that the skull will really do for you is it's going to let you skip the whole having to mine to boost the level, which means this is now bronze. So you can now get lead, you can get lapis, you can get nickel, you can get not silver, steel, which, well, you'd have to make it, but if you put a block of it down, you'd be able to pick it up. It's not actually as useful as you might think, because the next level beyond bronze is to get gold. Which, to get gold, you're going to need a tool that has a level 4 harvest level, which is an internal thing. And the wiki will help you find that. I will also be putting it in quests, blah, 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 blah. You will eventually be able to easily find it, but in the meantime, steel is what you're going to need. You either need steel or you need to upgrade your tool to an actual bronze tool. Because the bronze level, not going to help you the way that we've done it. Which is why I don't really advocate for putting skulls on the tools. It just doesn't really do you that much good. On some it will. Copper, it could help you. But on some of the mid-level ones, not really going to help. Now the reason for doing this is that with a bronze level tool, you'll be able to go ahead and level it up until you get to the gold level, and that will let you harvest the redstone level, which will let you harvest gold. Now, we're not actually going to sit here and do that, because one of the things is bronze has one of the higher XP requirements. You want to load a tool that's using bronze with materials that have a lower XP requirement. You can sort that on the wiki and you can find out what has the lowest, which is onion, which is actually not craftable, it's a quest reward. Thaumium, you're probably nowhere near being able to make thaumium at this point. Plastic, electrum, also probably not going to work. Manulin, mithril, paper. Flint is reasonably low. It is not as low as plastic. It's half the normal XP. And that's your best bets at this point would be to try and do something with paper, which can be a tool rod or a binding. Or plastic. Those are the things that you're going to be able to use. Paper and plastic both have really low durability. So let's see what occurs if we go ahead and we put a paper. A paper tool rod on this bronze tool. We'll need to go ahead and repair it first, though. So grab ourselves some bronze for repair purposes. Now we've got bronze. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put a paper part on here. Now, currently the durability is 204. With paper, that drops to 61. And the mining XP doesn't really change that much. Because there's not enough modifiers on it that would change it. So you can see that it's actually best to go ahead and take a look. Now, it does, however, give us modifiers, but there's no modifier to reduce the amount of experience we need. So our better bet is to just go ahead and make steel. Steel can be made reasonably easily. Let's go ahead and go with R. you could go to the nether. That's probably not your best bet. Or you can make an induction smelter. You probably are not going to be able to do that right off the bat. This would be why you're going to level your bronze tool. Because bronze starts at the bronze level, and that means that bronze will move up to the redstone level with leveling. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to grab ourselves a steel pickaxe head. There we go, steel pickaxe. And we do this. And now let's see here. Now see, it says mining level redstone. The mining experience requirement has gone up. The durability has gone up. The mining speed has gone up. So we go ahead and we do that. Let's see, would the paper do anything for us now? Not really, aside from giving us a modifier, which we could use to make this even faster with some redstone, or to put auto repair on it so we didn't have to worry too much about that. But we're now at the redstone level. Redstone, we'll be able to harvest the gold, see? And once you have gold, so on, so forth, it levels up fairly well. And if you need a reference, the wiki is there to tell you where to go next. The quests will slowly tell you where to go next. The next level you're going to need is going to be silver, which requires leveling up your tool. So basically, the things that are like, I'm going to need a higher level, it's okay. You should have the point by now, which is that as you level up tools, you'll be able to get more tools, which means you'll be able to get more things, and then more things, and then more things, and you'll slowly level all the way up to the top level, or not so slowly, depending on how well you make your tools. Combine the right parts, and you might end up going through levels very fast. Of course, if you make your tools out of nothing but steel and bronze, you're going to be taking forever to do this. Anyway, that's the basic idea behind the tool leveling in Magic Farm 3 and Ag Skies. Take one level, take a tool, level up the mining level, either by applying an appropriate skull or by mining things until you get your mining level up. Mine the materials you need to replace the tool head. You can always look in any eye, and you can mouse over these, and you can see what the different mining levels are. Oh, stone. We were going to talk about stone. Stone is not a valid material for tools. You can make stone parts. However, the only thing you can do with stone is use it to make casts for the smeltery. So don't even bother trying. There's a reason why it says can only be used to make casts. It's not a bug. It's intentional. So you get through here, though, and you'll be able to see all of the different levels and what does what. Or you can use the wiki and you can sort it by mining level, and yeah. Either or works fairly well. So hopefully that helps somebody.